My wife shouted, "I'm done. I'm taking the kids to my mother's, don't bother coming after us." I said, "Okay. I'll send the child support calculator." My name is Jason, I'm 37, and this is the story of how my ex-wife's dramatic exit became the biggest mistake of her life. I need to start by explaining who I married, because it matters. Her name is, or was, I guess, Christine. We met in college, got married at 24, had our first kid at 26 and our second at 28. For a while, we were happy. Or at least, I thought we were. Christine came from money. Not wealthy, but comfortable. Her parents paid for her college, bought her a car for graduation, helped with our wedding. She'd never really struggled financially, and I don't think she understood what struggle looked like. I came from nothing. Single mom, 3 siblings, government assistance growing up. I put myself through college with scholarships and loans, worked 3 jobs to graduate debt-free. When Christine and I got together, I was clear about my goals: financial security, stable home for our kids, never living paycheck to paycheck like I did growing up. Christine said she wanted the same things. I believed her. I work in logistics management. It's not glamorous, but it pays well and it's stable. Christine stayed home with our kids, Emma, now 9, and Sophie, now 7. That was a joint decision. We could afford it, and Christine wanted to be present for their early years. But somewhere around year 5 of her being a stay-at-home mom, things changed. Christine got bored. She started spending more time on social media, comparing our life to her friends' lives. Kelly's husband just made partner at his law firm. Rachel's family bought a vacation home. Amber's kids go to private school. Why can't we have nice things? Became her favorite question. We do have nice things, I'd respond. We have a house, reliable cars, college funds for the girls, no debt except the mortgage. I mean really nice things. Kelly just posted pictures from the Bahamas. When's the last time we took a real vacation? We went to Disney World last year. With your mom and your sister. That doesn't count. I mean just us, somewhere adult. I'd try to explain our budget, our savings goals, the importance of the girls' college funds. She'd roll her eyes and go back to scrolling Instagram. The resentment built slowly. Christine started making comments about my job. If you were more ambitious, we could afford a bigger house. She'd compare me to her friends' husbands. Derek got another promotion. He's only 35. She'd hint that maybe I should look for something more prestigious. I ignored it mostly. I was busy with work and trying to be present for Emma and Sophie. I coached Emma's soccer team. I helped Sophie with her homework every night. I thought being a good dad and provider would be enough. Then about 8 months ago, Christine joined a mom's group at the local gym. It was presented as a fitness and support thing, moms working out together, sharing parenting advice. I encouraged it. I thought it would be good for her to have friends and a hobby. What I didn't know was that this particular moms group had become an echo chamber of entitled complaints. 5 women who spent their days at the gym, then brunch, then more gym, all complaining about their husbands while spending their money. Christine started coming home with new ideas. Melissa says her husband gives her an allowance, $2,000 a month, just for her. No questions asked. We have a joint account. You can spend money whenever you need to. It's not the same. It's not mine. It's ours. We're married. That's easy for you to say. You're the one earning it. This became a recurring fight. Christine wanted financial independence but also wanted to not work. She wanted her own money but wanted me to give it to her. The logic didn't track, but pointing that out made me controlling. Then came the bigger demands. Private school for the girls, $30,000 a year. A new SUV because hers was embarrassing, it was 3 years old. A kitchen renovation because Melissa had just redone hers. Every time I said we couldn't afford something or suggested waiting and saving, Christine would explode. I was holding her back. I was cheap. I didn't care about her happiness. The breaking point came 2 months ago. Christine announced she wanted to go to a wellness retreat in Sedona with her mom's group. 10 days, all-inclusive, spa treatments, yoga, meditation. Cost, $6,500. That's not in our budget, I said carefully. I need this, Jason. I'm drowning here. I do everything for this family and I get nothing for myself. You're not drowning. And you do get things for yourself. You get your hair done every 6 weeks. You have a gym membership. You go to brunch 3 times a week. This is different. This is about my mental health. Then let's find something more affordable. A weekend spa trip somewhere local. I'm not saying no to self-care, I'm saying no to $6,500 when we're trying to build the girls' college funds. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. You care more about college funds than my well-being. That's not fair and you know it. No, what's not fair is being married to someone who treats me like an expense to manage instead of a partner. We fought for 3 days. Eventually, I caved partially. I said she could go if she could figure out how to reduce the cost or offset it somehow. Maybe pick up some part-time remote work, maybe postpone some other expenses. She refused. I shouldn't have to earn the right to take care of myself. A week later, I noticed a charge on our credit card, $6,500 to Sedona Wellness Collective. She'd booked it anyway. When I confronted her, she didn't even apologize. I told you I needed this. If you won't support me, I'll support myself. With our joint credit card? That's not supporting yourself, Christine. That's just spending money we agreed not to spend. We didn't agree. You decided. That's the problem with this marriage, you make all the decisions. I make the decisions? You just spent $6,500 without discussing it. The fight escalated. She screamed that I was financially abusive. I pointed out that having a budget isn't abuse. She said I was gaslighting her. I said she was being manipulative. It got ugly. She left for Sedona the next week. I took care of Emma and Sophie, got them to school, helped with homework, made meals. When people asked where Christine was, I said she was on a wellness retreat. I didn't badmouth her to the kids. While she was gone, I did something I probably should have done years ago. I really looked at our finances. Christine had been spending significantly more than I realized. Her brunch 3 times a week was costing $400 a month. The gym membership I thought was $100 was actually $250 because she'd upgraded to premium. Her hair appointments were every 4 weeks, not 6, and included extensions, $300 each time. In the past year, Christine had spent almost $35,000 on personal expenses. Not household stuff, not kids stuff. Personal. Clothes, beauty, dining out, activities with her mom's group. Meanwhile, I'd been skipping haircuts to save money and driving my car an extra year before replacing it. I felt sick. When Christine came back from Sedona, she was centered and clear-minded and ready to have a real conversation about our marriage. That conversation lasted about 10 minutes before it became clear that her retreat had convinced her that I was the problem. Her wellness coach had told her that financial restriction was a form of control. Melissa had shared articles about financial abuse. Christine had done the work and realized she'd been in an unhealthy dynamic. I need space, she announced. I'm taking the girls and staying at my mother's for a while. We need to evaluate if this marriage is salvageable. Christine, we have 2 kids. You can't just leave because you went to a retreat and decided you're oppressed. See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're dismissing my feelings. I'm not dismissing your feelings. I'm saying you spent $6,500 we didn't have, came back, and decided I'm abusive because I was upset about it. It's not about the money. It's always about the money with you lately. Every fight we have is because you want to spend beyond our means and I'm the bad guy for saying we can't afford it. She grabbed her phone and started recording. You're yelling at me about money again. This is what I deal with. I stepped back, stunned. Are you seriously recording me? Melissa said to document everything in case I need evidence. Evidence for what? For when I file for divorce. That word just hung in the air. Divorce. You want a divorce, I said quietly. I don't know what I want. But I know I can't stay here and be controlled anymore. I'm taking the girls to my mother's. Don't bother coming after us. I need time to think. She started packing. Emma and Sophie were at school. I watched her throw clothes into suitcases, moving through our bedroom like she was escaping something. When were you going to tell the girls? I asked. I'll pick them up from school and explain that we're having an extended sleepover at Grandma's. And when they ask about me, I'll tell them the truth, that Mommy and Daddy need some space. She left 2 hours later, both suitcases packed. I picked up my phone and called my sister, who's a family law attorney. Jen, I think Christine's leaving me. And I think she's going to file for divorce. My sister came over that evening. We talked for 3 hours. She asked detailed questions about our finances, Christine's spending, the kids' routines. She took notes. Jason, I need you to listen carefully, Jen said. If Christine files for divorce, She's going to ask for primary custody and maximum child support. Based on your income and her not working, you could be looking at $2,800 a month in child support, plus potentially spousal support. $2,800 a month? It's calculated based on income share and custody split. If she gets primary custody, which she'll argue for as the primary caregiver, you'll have them maybe 30% of the time and pay accordingly. I felt dizzy. Can she do that? She can ask. Whether she gets it depends on a lot of factors. But Jason, there's something else you need to know. If she's claiming financial abuse, she might try to get a restraining order or claim you're an unfit parent. That recording she took? That's her building a case. A case for what? I've never touched her. I've never even raised my voice except for today. Doesn't matter. In family court, perception is reality. If she can paint you as controlling or aggressive, it influences custody decisions. I couldn't sleep that night. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. A text from Christine. I've decided I want a divorce. My lawyer will be contacting you. I'll be asking for primary custody of the girls and child support. Don't try to fight me on this, I have documentation of your financial abuse. I stared at that text for a long time. Then I forwarded it to Jen and typed a response. Okay. I'll send you the child support calculator. Christine didn't respond. The next morning, I sat down and did exactly what I'd said. I pulled up our state's official child support calculator and plugged in the numbers. My income, $94,000 annually. Her income, $0. Custody split if she got primary, 70-30. Monthly support obligation, $2,847. Then I did something else. I calculated what would happen if we had joint 50-50 custody. My income, $94,000. Her income, $0. Custody split, 50-50. Monthly support obligation, $1,456. Then I calculated what would happen if she got a job, even a modest one. My income, $94,000. Her income, $35,000, reasonable for someone with her degree and experience. Custody split, 50-50. Monthly support obligation, $847. I sent all three scenarios to Christine with a simple message. Here are the child support calculations for different custody arrangements and income scenarios. I've also attached a summary of your personal spending over the last 12 months, $35,000, and the total household expenses I covered, $87,000. If you want to proceed with divorce, I won't fight you. But I will fight for 50-50 custody. The girls deserve equal time with both parents. Also, be aware that spousal support in our state is typically 30 to 40% of the income difference for half the length of the marriage. We've been married 13 years. You were employed for the first 8. I'm willing to do 3 years at $1,500 per month. After that, you'll need income. I'd suggest starting a job search now. My attorney is copied on this email. I hit send and waited. 30 minutes later, my phone rang. Christine's mother. Jason, what is this email? You're threatening Christine? I'm not threatening anyone, Karen. I'm providing information. Christine said she wants a divorce and maximum child support. I'm showing her what that actually looks like. She said you'd try to intimidate her with money. I'm doing the opposite. I'm being transparent about what divorce actually means financially. For both of us. Christine called an hour later, crying. You can't do this to me. Do what? Agree to the divorce you asked for? You know what I mean. You're trying to force me to get a job. No, Christine. The state requires both parents to contribute financially to their children. If you want a divorce, you'll need income. That's not me being controlling, that's reality. I have no job experience. I've been out of the workforce for 9 years. You have a bachelor's degree in marketing and 8 years of professional experience before you stayed home. You're employable. It might not be your dream job immediately, but you can work. What about the girls? Who's going to take care of them? We'll split custody 50-50. On your days, you'll handle childcare. On my days, I will. We'll coordinate schedules. Lots of divorced parents make it work. She was quiet for a long moment. I don't want 50-50. They should be with me. I'm their primary caregiver. You're their mother. I'm their father. We're equal parents. If you want primary custody, you'll need to prove I'm unfit, and good luck with that. I've been actively involved in their lives since birth. I coach Emma's soccer. I do Sophie's homework with her every night. I've never missed a school event. No judge is going to give you primary custody just because you want it. Another long silence. What if? What if we didn't get divorced? She said quietly. Excuse me? What if we went to counseling instead? Tried to work on things? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. 24 hours ago, she was documenting evidence of abuse and planning her escape. Now she wanted to work on things. Christine, yesterday you told me you'd done the work and realized I was controlling and potentially abusive. You recorded me to build a case. You took our daughters to your mothers. You texted me about your lawyer. What changed? I didn't realize what divorce would actually mean. Financially. So you want to stay married because you did the math and realized you can't afford the lifestyle you want as a single parent. That's not fair. Isn't it? You were ready to divorce me when you thought you'd get $3,000 a month and primary custody. Now that you realize you'd need to get a job and split custody 50-50, suddenly you want to try counseling. That tells me everything I need to know. She started crying harder. I made a mistake. I got caught up with Melissa and her group. They made everything sound so easy. Like I could just leave and you'd have to support me and I'd finally be free to live my life. And now you realize that's not how it works. Jason, please. Can we try? For the girls? I thought about Emma and Sophie. I thought about splitting holidays, dividing weekends, coordinating schedules. I thought about them asking why mommy and daddy didn't live together anymore. I also thought about Christine's pattern of manipulation, her refusal to take responsibility, her complete financial recklessness. Here's what I'm willing to do, I said finally. You come home. We go to marriage counseling, but a real therapist, not a wellness coach at your gym. You get a job, even part-time. We create a budget and you stick to it. And you cut ties with that mom's group that's poisoning your perspective on our marriage. If you can do those things, I'm willing to try. That's not fair. You're making demands? No, Christine. I'm setting boundaries. You spent $6,500 we didn't have, left with our kids, threatened to divorce me, and claimed I was abusive because I have a budget. Now you want to come back because the alternative is less comfortable than you thought. If we're going to stay married, things have to change. The question is whether you actually want to change or whether you just want to avoid the consequences of divorce. She was quiet for a long time. I need to think. Take all the time you need. But while you're thinking, the girls are staying with me. You can visit whenever you want, but they're coming home to their own beds tonight. You're welcome to come home too, but only if you're actually committed to fixing this. She showed up at the house 3 hours later, alone. We picked up Emma and Sophie together. They were thrilled to see both of us. That night, after the girls were in bed, Christine and I talked. Really talked, for the first time in months. She admitted she'd gotten lost in comparison and competition. She'd let Melissa and her group convince her that she was entitled to a certain lifestyle regardless of what we could actually afford. The wellness retreat had fed into her victim narrative, that she was restricted and controlled rather than living within means. I think I forgot what we were working toward, she said. I got so focused on what we didn't have that I stopped appreciating what we do have. I need you to understand something, I said. Having a budget isn't abuse. Asking you not to spend $6,500 we don't have isn't control. I'm not your enemy, Christine. But I also can't be married to someone who sees me as an ATM and a villain. I know. I'm sorry. We started counseling the next week. Christine got a part-time remote job, marketing consulting, flexible hours around the girls' schedules. She's making about $2,000 a month, which isn't huge, but it's hers. She seems proud of it. She also left the moms group. Turns out Melissa's husband filed for divorce 3 weeks later. So did another woman in the group. The whole thing imploded in a mess of affairs, financial secrets, and broken marriages. Christine and I are still working on things. Some days are better than others. She still sometimes scrolls Instagram and sighs about Qley's vacation photos. But now she'll catch herself and say, I'm doing it again, aren't I? We're not perfect. But we're trying. Here's what I learned. Sometimes people need to see what they'll lose before they appreciate what they have. Christine was ready to blow up our family because Instagram made her think she deserved more. It took staring at child support calculators and the reality of single parenthood for her to realize that more isn't always better. Also, surround yourself with people who support your marriage, not people who undermine it. That mom's group was toxic, and it nearly destroyed my family. If you're in a similar situation, whether you're the one wanting more or the one trying to hold things together, My advice is this: be honest about what you actually want versus what you think you're supposed to want. And remember that the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. Thanks for reading. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.